The caregiver sang softly to the old man, unaware his millionaire son was watching, and changed her life. Maria wiped the morning dew from the window as golden sunlight streamed into the modest bedroom where Mr. Henderson lay resting. At 87 years old, he had become frail, his once strong voice now barely a whisper. Maria had been his caregiver for 3 years, tending to him with a devotion that went far beyond her duties. She bathed him, fed him, read to him, and most importantly, she sang to him. Every evening at twilight, she would sit beside his bed and sing old melodies that seemed to bring light back into his tired eyes. Mr. Henderson had no family nearby, or so Maria believed. His son had moved abroad decades ago for business, and visits were rare. But what Maria didn't know was that James Henderson had returned. Standing quietly in the hallway outside his father's room, James had arrived unannounced, hoping to surprise the old man. But as he approached the door, he heard something that stopped him in his tracks. A voice, gentle and pure, singing an old lullaby his mother used to hum. He peered through the partially open door and saw Maria sitting beside his father, holding his weathered hand. Her voice filled with such tenderness, it brought tears to James's eyes. His father, who had been silent and distant for months, was smiling. James watched silently as Maria adjusted the blankets, stroked his father's hair, and continued singing as if nothing else in the world mattered. In that moment, James realized something profound. This woman wasn't just doing a job. She was giving his father the love and companionship he himself had failed to provide. Guilt washed over him, but so did gratitude. After Maria finished her song and left the room, James quietly entered and sat beside his father. The old man's eyes lit up with surprise and joy. They spoke for hours, and his father told him everything, how Maria had been his light in the loneliest chapter of his life, how she never missed a day, how she treated him like family. The next morning, James approached Maria in the kitchen. She was startled to see him, unsure of what to expect. James smiled warmly and said, "Thank you for taking care of my father the way I should have." Maria was humble, insisting she was just doing her job. But James shook his head. He told her he wanted to do something for her, something that reflected the extraordinary kindness she had shown. Within weeks, James set up a trust fund in Maria's name, paid off her family's debts, and enrolled her daughter in a prestigious school. He also gave her a permanent position, overseeing a new senior care initiative he was launching, inspired by her compassion. Maria was overwhelmed, with tears, unable to believe her life had changed so drastically. But James simply said, "You gave my father a reason to smile again. That's priceless." And so, a simple act of kindness, sung softly in a quiet room, echoed far beyond those walls, transforming lives in ways Maria never imagined. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Voice for more inspiring stories that remind us of the power of compassion and humanity.